Okay, the second word we're going to look at as a must-know word is narrate. So a narrate, it means to tell a story, and in its base form it would be a verb. And so obviously this is relevant because we're reading a story right now. So narrate would be to tell a story. That's the meaning. Because we cannot see the game on the radio, we rely on the announcers to narrate the plays for us. So in the base form, again, it has the word to in front of it, to narrate. We as the subject, rely as the verb here. So it's not being used in its base form as a verb. It's being used as what we call an infinitive with the to in front of it. If we were going to use it as a verb, I narrate a story. He narrates with an S on the end. You could do ed. He narrated. That would be past tense. And of course, I am narrating would be with the ing and present tense. Okay, so if we look at the adjective form of narrate, okay, we can add ing on as an ending for an adjective. Okay, so this is using a form of the verb, but we're using it as an adjective here. These are called participles. We will be studying this year, narrating. So our narrating tour guide told us the stories behind each of the paintings at the museum. So here, it's not being used as a verb. It doesn't say the tour guide was narrating or is narrating. It's saying a narrating tour guide. It's in front of the word guide. And so it means that the guide is describing the kind of guide that was telling us the stories. Okay. IVE is a more common suffix we would use to create an adjective here, narrative. The narrative way in which she spoke made the history of the museum come alive. So way here is the noun, narrative way. Narrative's describing in what way. So the manner in which and how she is. So the kind of way it was, that makes it an adjective. And then as nouns, again, we're going to go ahead and use the OR on the end for a person throughout the show, the narrator. Introduce each storyline. So this is a person who's telling a story, right? So we know what narrate means. Narrate is to tell a story, and narrator is the person who's telling the story. Vice versa. If you know what a narrator is, right? You know a narrator is somebody who tells a story. You see when the other forms of narrate, you can kind of figure out what it means, such as narrative. So narrative is also a noun. Doesn't have to be an adjective. Depends on how it's used. And here it means a story. It's just another word for a story. Then narrative helped to explain how the characters got into these situations. So when we say the narrative, we mean the story. Okay, it literally means story. So definitely a word you want to know for state testing like MCAS.